Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in. This video is for Christopher Fantasy. He was asking what tips, tricks, and secrets I could share as far as VJing and my style of video art. So, usually the magician doesn't share anything, but I will because of the age of information and technology, and sharing is good and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and run down my signal flow for you, and then I will also go over how I do what I do, any tips and tricks I can share, and that kind of stuff. There are plenty of pioneers if you were to really do any research, and they're amazing. But if you were going to look anywhere for a system particularly to do this, as far as video synthesis, I would recommend the LZX Industries systems that they carry. Basically, in introduction, synthesis is the same in that you need a source, a filter, and an output. So what I have going on is really simple, actually. So the idea is, with video, I'm going to show you several different things that I can do and choose to do with my setup. Right here I have, as you can see, TouchVIS. This is a VJ app that gives you pretty much so much control, so much freedom to do anything you want, really. So I use it quite a bit. I will make samples, or I'll go out and film something. So like let's do film stuff only. Okay, so this I filmed at a special event. Go ahead and speed it up a bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this one. I'm going to go ahead and throw an effect on the letter B. I'm going to throw the kaleidoscope effect on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick an area that I like. That's alright, I like that, I guess. So we got kind of like a weird cross thing going on. Maybe I'll push it a little farther. There we go, that's better. I like that. Okay, so I've got, as you can see, I've got mixed in this sacred geometry shape and then this other thing. It's doing its thing. And then depending on the blend that I have it on, I can have it. Ooh, that was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and stick with that. So now I've got this sweet little patch rolling around digitally. It looks pretty sweet. So what that is going into is the 3 trends RGB plus 1C, as you can see. Now these are pretty much the hands-on video synth if you were gonna just grab something and get going. I have that iPad converted from HDMI to composite. That is, or component, sorry. That's thrown in here, and then I've got a nice little patch running, as you can see, all sorts of fun stuff. Now, if I were going to go ahead and show you what that patch looks like, because actually all the oscillators are off, 1, 2, 3 off, and the video is patched in via this board, and so I've got invert and brightness here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and pull out of my mixer, which was doing its thing. I guess I'll go back to A here. No? There we go. Now we're back. Now, so if I get back to my invert, my brightness here, I can set it up how I like. Now, I would say something, because again, this is coming into this technically as black and white. It's not giving me any other colors, which is fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and get something I kind of like here. Now, that, like I said, this is the iPad signal coming into the 3 trends, and you're getting that out of it. Now there's other stuff I'm going to get to explain here in a second. I can then choose to add and subtract oscillators, red, green, blue. They're sync type of oscillators, they are square, triangle, so on. LFOs, and then the frequency, low to high of each of them, and then if it's going to be vertical or horizontal. You can also scroll your image and all that stuff on this thing. So without much ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you what that patch looks like when I go ahead and throw the switches. So this is really good for rhythmic stuff. I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is what I've got blue patch to. And then I've got green, which will pretty interesting. And then red. And so I can take red back a bit. If I want, I could also take green completely out. So see, I've got this sweet little thing going on here. Okay. So now, you're like, well, that's fine. So there's a nice little patch. You can use it however you like. But what do you do next? What do you do to get these glitchy, crazy things right? Okay. So I've got the 3 trends running out to a video mixer. Now this is the Videonics video mixer. It's amazing, it's digital, it's great. The big reason is that it's got a time-based corrector in it, and that will keep you from breaking your projector or screen or whatever. You'll basically get the blue screen death when you get too far and it can't handle the glitch. The TBC, time-based corrector, will hold your last image until it regains the next image. Now, if you sit there and hold a really glitched out image, it will still freak out. So it's best to know your limits with all your gear, I would say, musically or video. So that's going into the video mixer, right? So that's input 1, and we can see that here. That's input 1. Now what do I do after that? Okay, well, I've got it running out. Input 1 is running out into a video box. What this video or audio video box is a 1 in 4 out. Now before it hits that 1 in 4 out, I got this BPMC, Big Popper Modified Circuitry glitch box. It does some basics for me. Now, I don't have it running in front of or behind this. I have it running after the mixer. Why? Well, again, rather than glitching particular imagery, I really like the idea of glitching the feedback circuit or feedback imagery. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my switch here on my mixer and bring in a squared image, which will then give me some feedback. Now, depending on these knobs that I adjust, I will get different effects here, based on, especially for the feedback. So I've got my scan lines. I've got a lot of brightness that I can bring and subtract. And then there's real heavy-duty glitching here that you can really mess with. It just really depends. The thing is, depends on what you're looking for. I do a lot of versatile stuff. Anybody looking for visuals or to contract me out, I am available. I am actually going to be in LA performing for Fart Barf on the 28th. I'm going to be making a little video flyer for that pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoy it. So that glitch, as you can see, that does that. I'm going to go ahead and show you just a hair more with this mixer. See, this I have set up as a preview monitor because this has a, let me go ahead and show you, this has a preview out right there. So the idea is, and as you can see, I only have one out technically, and that out is running to the glitch box, and that's running to the 1 in 4 out, and then it's running back into itself. Now, of course, I can have multiple sources, true, and I do often, but I'm showing you just a simple, very basic setup. Now, another thing that I do like to do, and I'm going to go ahead and I won't even do it now, but the idea is I can show you what I have available for it. Everybody's seen the good old-fashioned stereo cable that you use for everything, right? Well, okay, so I have a stereo cable running to a headphone splitter. So the idea is, let's say you're getting a mix from the stage, or you've got your soundtrack, or you've got a music video that you're trying to produce or whatever. You can run the headphone out to yourself, to multiple people, whatever, to the interface, and this is split up with mono, as you can see, and that goes in to, there are CV controls for the RG and B here. So the idea is then that you could audio mix or control voltage mix the 3 trends, and it also has an audio out, and these are able to reach audio frequency. So you could technically hear what you're doing, but you could also affect whatever you're doing with audio. So depending on if it's a live situation or a produced situation, it's amazing if you can. People really like it when it's sound responsive, or what you would say an audio visualizer. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit more about that mixer really quickly. The idea here is I'm going to go ahead and move the dial all the way back to 1, and then this will show me all my fades and all my options within this machine, as well as I got 2 previews for what's going on live on 1 and live on B as it's being resampled with whatever glitch I have currently. So I had it on the box, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back to my favorite, which is just fade in between, and this also gets you the best feedback glitch possible. So I'm going to go ahead and fade in the feedback. I'm going to take it right to about 75%. As you can see, we start losing the source image. Then you can kind of use your glitch controls, colorizers, amplifiers, whatever you may have, CV controls, and then I'm going to also use my brightness and my invert. And then, yeah, as you can see, this is how you end up. You could just be here all day. This ends up getting just incredible eventually. I mean, I think this is a good patch. But that's digital source as well as blue and red oscillators in, and then you're running it through the glitch and running it back into the mixer and then out via one of the 4 outs to the projector, or if you have some kind of capture device or whatever. So those are the basics, I believe, that I have for you. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and comment and like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.